Hello, my name is Kirioth, and today we are going to have a little chat about them there Battleforces, what we had a chat about yesterday. I don't know why I phrased it like that, terrible English. So, over the night, I received a cryptic communication in the form of, well, someone just sent me an email. So, someone who has sent me information in the past sent me an email yesterday saying that the Battleforces seem to be about 140 quid each. Now, I will say straight away that whilst this person has provided reliable information in the past, this could turn out to be one of those occasions where the information is not reliable. That could be an incorrect price. I want to say that straight away so that you don't go away thinking this is gospel, it's God's own truth and it was sworn on the Constitution or whatever. Could turn out to be wrong, but I thought it'd be worth talking about it and also breaking down the amount of stuff you get in each box, like how much the contents of each box would be to buy separately, so we can get some idea as to the potential savings that you might get, should that turn out to be the correct price. Now, of course, what I'm hoping is that that is not the correct price. What I'm hoping is that that turns out to be not right, and actually is a bit cheaper than that. But I figured let's rip the plaster off, the Band-Aid if you're in the US, which I think is just a brand name, isn't it? Rip that off now, get the pain and disappointment over and done with, and that way, if it is that much, when we do get the official price, and we do know for 100% sure, we can say, well, that sucks, but we were prepared, and if it turns out to be cheaper than that, we can be happy, because it's cheaper than that. So, let us go through, and let's see what each of these boxes contains in terms of value, stacking it up against the potential price point of 140 quid, which, as I say, I've said it enough. You've heard it enough. Now, starting with the Space Marines Battle Force, the
On your ass, clever clogs.
The Interdiction Force. I don't know why I struggle with that word so much. This one isn't too bad. It's not the lowest on the list in terms of value. It's also definitely not the highest. This has £175 worth of stuff in it. Effectively, you're getting the Invicta for free, which isn't too bad a deal. Of course, it all depends on whether you want an entire box full of Phobos armor or not. If you don't, then it's not going to look like a good deal no matter what it is, but it's not the worst on the list. It's okay. £175 worth of stuff in that box, which, 140 quid for that. Not too bad. As I say, not the best, but not the worst. We do, however, have the best right now, which is the Eradication Legion, the Necrons Battle Force. Now, this one is the highest value by far. This is £199 worth of stuff in this box. So, if you're looking at it purely from a what's the best bang for my buck, this is definitely the one to go for. The inclusion of both a Triarch Stalker and a Doomscythe really pushes this up. And actually, to be fair, I think it's easy to forget that the Praetorians and the Canoptek Spider are also more expensive than you might think they are. So it's actually a really good value box, this one. Even with the increased price, that is not too shabby in terms of a discount. Now, of course, if you decided to go for this, then you could get an additional discount anyway, because most third-party retailers sell Games Workshop products at like 10 to 15% off. Some of them push it up to 20. So, if you really want to make the most of it, go to a third-party retailer for this stuff. You will save that little bit more. And, of course, if you wanted to, you could use my affiliate link. I don't get to do that in the middle of videos very often. Just let me have this one, alright? Okay, just let me have it. So, surprisingly, the Cadian one is not too bad. The main thing that the Cadian one has going against it is the fact that it is effectively the Cadian Defence Force. Now, that is £110, that box. It's only available direct from Games Workshop, but the fact is that if this turns out to be 140, that makes this kind of naff, because what you're basically getting is a box that already exists with an equal value vehicle. It's a different vehicle, but it costs the same. That the Wyvern Hydra thing, that is 35 quid, and the Lehman Russ is 35 quid, so it's a direct swap out. The only thing that's different is there's a Sentinel in. The only thing that's different is that there's a Sentinel in here. So, really, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this one, although the contents come to 180 quid, it doesn't feel all that great a deal when you look at the fact that a box like this already exists. This is actually the one thing that's making me question that 140 quid price point, because there is already a box that contains pretty much the exact value of this minus the Sentinel. Now the Sentinel is £22.50. That would make this box so much worse value than one that already exists and is readily available and has been available for quite some time. It kind of makes me wonder whether actually that price point that has been suggested to me is a little high, is genuinely a little high. That's probably a futile hope to cling on to, but that's, I don't know, there's something in the back of my head that kind of thinks this one particularly feels off when you look at an already existing product. But yeah, 180 quid's worth of stuff in that, which is not too bad. Now for the absolute losers of this, Chaos. The Decimation Warband is the worst value by far. There's £165 worth of stuff in this box, which is really lackluster compared to nearly everything else. I mean, the Space Marines one is only £10 more in terms of value, but that's just not great. It is just not great. The thing is, I like the Force itself. That feels, I mean, I'll be honest, this feels like a classic Chaos Space Marine army to me, but the fact is, it just doesn't have that much value in it. The Marines and the Terminators, I believe, are £35 each. You've got the Havocs, which is $32.50. The Forge Fiend is $45, and the Chaos Lord there is $17.50. I hope I've got all of that right, because I've just rattled it off the top of my head. I could check right now, but no, let's go with it. Let's gamble and see if I got that right. It's just not great value. Just not great value, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because I like that box quite a lot. Now, the Tau have actually done pretty well out of this. This box has £187.50 worth of stuff in it. So they're pretty up there. They've got a pretty good deal out of this. I have to admit, the Force looks way more impressive laid out like that than it does on the other picture that we looked at yesterday. So I think there were quite a few responses yesterday on yesterday's video that felt that these are kind of lackluster and a bit crap. Honestly, I think they just photographed the Forces not great. They kind of made them look really dull and boring. The boxes at the top look decent. The actual kind of pictures in the article made them look smaller and less impressive than they actually are. But yeah, Tau not too bad, $187.50, which, again, compared to that price point, is a good amount off compared to buying them separately. And finally, definite winners out of this, the Tyranids. They've got the second highest value. First is Necrons, then it's these guys. So there's 190 quid's worth of stuff in this box. Something that makes actually a surprising amount of difference is the fact that there are 16 Gene Stealers, not 8. I always think that Gene Stealers come in boxes of 16. I don't know why I think that, because it's not the case. They come in a box of 8, but of course there's 16 in this box. So yeah, the value of that is pretty decent. Pretty decent. Really, the winners that we have out of this are, for sure, the Necrons, the Tau, and the Tyranids. Those are the three best value by far. Admittedly, the Space Marine one isn't terrible. The Cadian one is okay, but it is kind of overshadowed by the fact you have that Cadian Defense Force. And by far the worst is the Chaos Space Marines. I guess, thinking about it, if the Chaos Space Marines, it only comes to 165, and the boxes were 140, that would make that box not pointless, because you're basically, well, I say not pointless, you're essentially getting a Chaos Lord and a Terminator for free. I don't know, you're getting Havocs at a slight discount. That kind of makes me wonder whether it might be a bit lower, the actual price. I hope so anyway, because otherwise that box is just crap value compared to everything else. You know, the Space Marine one is, okay, you get a free Invictor, which is fine, but you're not really getting anything impressive out of the Chaos Space Marine one. He's kind of gash, kind of garbage. But there you go. That is the kind of value of each of these boxes. Whether that price point of 140... Whether that price point of 140 turns out to be correct or not, only time will tell. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. But yeah, worth considering which of those you consider to be the most valuable to you, now that you know what the content would come to separately. So, before you go anywhere, I want to tell you about SN Battle Reports, because we're bringing back the shout-out of the week. This one is going to go through this week, and probably all of next week as well, and it is SN Battle Reports. They do really good, high-quality battle reports. The armies always look fantastic. The boards always look fantastic. The hosts, the players, they know their stuff. They are passionate. They are enthusiastic. The games are fun to watch. Having a clear, deep knowledge of the game, they make all of their games fun. There is not a single one that I've come across that is anything less than a good time to watch. Really good channel, really good production value, and as I say, the armies themselves are really, really nice. They are all painted to a good standard. There's a nice kind of narrative feel to the games as well. Honestly, you need to go and check out SN Battle Reports. They are absolutely fantastic, and I'll be mentioning them every day for like the next week. So you may as well do it now, because I'm going to keep badgering you about it, whether you like it or not. Go and check them out. They are awesome. So, what did you think of the kind of relative value of these boxes? The price of all the contents spread out and kind of displayed in terms of, if you bought them separately, how much would they be? Is that something that has changed your approach to them? Do you think you'd still pick a couple of them up, even if the price is at that higher point? Or, actually, do you think it's kind of put you off completely, regardless of how decent the saving is? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If I get an update on that information, I'll of course let you know as soon as I do. And as soon as we know the official price point, then we'll talk about it again. Then, as I say, this could turn out to be incorrect, but I wanted to let you guys know, in case it wasn't, effectively, because then you kind of know what things are going to be like if it turns out to be correct. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to go and check out SN Battle Reports. There is a link in the description. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. And of course, there is an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which I've already talked about like a cheeky sod. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.